Hey guys, it's jackpunkington. Today we're doing a review of Roxy, which is the newest EP by the Pixies. It is a 4-track concept album. Starting off, you have the title track of Roxy, then you have Dead End, then Hunger, then Body Bag, which was the single released back in May. This is a very interesting kind of album, because if you go back and you listen to Love Bite, which was their last full-length release, which was a full-length album, that is kind of their pop punk. That is pop punk in a box. It has a couple experimental things with a little bit of horn elements, and it's really good. And then we switch into this. If you handed me this and said, this is the Pixies, this is their newest release, check it out, let me know what type of music you think they are, I would not say pop punk at all. I feel like they've evolved into an alt-rock band, and I think that happens a lot with just you artists. You adapt, you grow, and you change. And this is a taste of what else they could do. Because, they've been making music, I think, since 2020. So, and if you go back and their discography and stuff, their first single came out, which was Ugly, back in April of 21. Then they had another single, which was Funeral, in June of 2021. Then you had Pixie, which was their first EP back in September. And that was that is very underground pop punk. And they had a couple more singles and stuff until they had Love Bite. Now we are almost like it's a different band. And not in a bad way. It's just I can hear how they've evolved. Roxy tells the story, I think, of this girl that you fall in love with. And she's a heartbreaker. She's that classic, to not use a better word, I guess. She's that girl that you always idolize. She's the person that she comes into this bar all the time. She goes home with a different person every night. Maybe she's she does stuff that she's not supposed to do. Literally the last lyrics I think of the song Roxy is she breaks, she steals, she lies. She's this badass of a girl that everyone wants to be with. Everyone maybe has been with, and she doesn't care. She doesn't care about your opinion. She doesn't care what your thoughts are. She lives the life she wants to live it, and she has this face and this projection of her personality of I'm gonna do what I want. I don't care what you think, and you've fallen in love with that, and you end up with her because the song ends with "and she's mine." And it's kind of the start of a really toxic relationship. Next is Dead End, which is an acoustic kind of ballad, and it almost feels like it's an argument between you and Roxy. You're talking about, the honeymoon phase is over, and you guys are fighting all the time. It is something that it's just not a good relationship, but you want to stay with her because she was this girl that you fell for. She was someone that you idolized. You wanted to be with her, and it worked. You ended up with her, but you guys are fighting a lot. And it goes into Hunger, and Hunger almost comes across as you're with Roxy, but it's not going well, and you have the hunger for someone else. By the way, I haven't talked about this too much, musicality, because this is a concept album. Like I said, Dead End is a acoustic ballad. It almost made me cry. That's how emotional it is. And going into Hunger, which the song itself is rock, but it has prog jazz elements at the end of it, which is insane. Lars and Lore come up with these crazy back and forth fills that I love that stuff. I love it when bands do that. And it makes me want to try to figure it out on a guitar. But yeah, back to the story of Roxy, or at least my interpretation of it. Again, all this is my interpretation. You might have a completely different feeling from it. But hunger, you're with Roxy. It's still not going well, but you might have worked out like a lot of rough patches and stuff. But you kind of want someone else. You want someone maybe more safe, someone that like you can be with them and be with Roxy. And it's not a good idea, but it's what you do. And then body bag is what happens when Roxy finds out. Because if we go back to the song Roxy and the interpretation or the feeling that you get when you listen to it, like what I imagine she looks like and what I imagine she like acts like in her personality, she's not gonna take, any sort of anything from anyone. And she's gotta like hold up that personality. She's gotta hold up that face. And maybe she doesn't have to. Maybe that is her face. Because she will literally commit murder to be with you. Because at this point in the relationship, she cares about you deeply. Enough that when she finds that you're cheating on her, she finds the person that you're cheating on her with and kills them. And throws them in a body bag into a lake. And she wants to be with you. And now you're scared to leave, or alternatively, you're just as madly in love with her, and this drives you more to be with her. It's kind of like, it's not, but it's like the same vibe as like Avenged Sevenfold. That one Avenged Sevenfold song. I literally can't think of what it's called right now. I'm gonna look it up. A Little Piece of Heaven, like that kind of messed up relationship, and you just end up being with her because she's literally crazy for you, and you don't know how to get out, or you're just really into it. It's really interesting, and I like the story. Again, this is all like my interpretation. Like, I could be completely wrong on all of this, and I probably am. But musically, it is a very interesting short experiment, because I feel like it really kind of gives a taste of like what the band can do and how they stretch their legs musically. Because like I said, Roxy's like a hard rock song that has surf rock elements. Dead End is a really nice acoustic ballad. Hunger is a just straight, like, almost not quite punk, but kind of like a hard punk song, but it has elements of prog in it. And then Body Bag is probably the closest they get to like pop punk in this album, but then it has a heavy sludge metal like ending, which is insane. But it ends kind of like I said, it ends with Roxy killing someone. It ends with, in a music video sense, I could see, flashing red lights as like she's killing the person and chopping them up and throwing them in a body bag. And it like, I'm spacing out on my words because it's really cool, and I have like different ideas in my head. I'm sorry. It just really sounds good. But no, I could see it where in the music video sense, you're on a boat with Roxy, and when it does that heavy like ending part, it flashes back to when she commits the murder, and there's flashing red lights, blood like appears on her face and stuff. And like you're watching it, but you're not the one like committing the murder. And you're into it. And then like it ends, because it kind of does like a little fade out. It ends with like a pan up from the boat, and you're like holding Roxy's hand. And then while it pans up, you also have like a pan down, maybe at the same time, where the body bag like floats down and like sinks. But like I said, I could see this being like I would love I don't know what will happen next for the band. I don't know what they'll come up with next. I would love a second EP or a full-length album or something that would respond to this, just in like my weird response of dealing with the aftermath of this whole like relationship with Roxy, and now you have to deal with a murder, basically. Like, she could potentially just be fine with it. It doesn't bother her. But now you have the guilt of a murder on your hands, and I want or a single, of just dealing with that guilt and like having breakdowns and stuff mentally because of that. Or flip side, have the haunting of the person that you cheated on Roxy with, that be a whole other thing where, again, could just be a single. They come back to haunt you. Maybe like the body is found. It's like dredged up on the river or something. And you now have to deal with those consequences, and the guilt's eating you alive, and the spirit of the person is literally haunting you. It'd be really cool. It's just something that like my brain goes to. So go check out the EP. Please support the artists. They put a lot of work into this, and if you guys haven't like followed what's been going on with the band, go do that. Check out their Facebook, all their socials, Instagram, all that. Keep following them and giving them your support. They need it and they deserve it. They are a really, really good band, and sorry for rambling, and I hope you all have a great day. Jack Punkington signing out. Peace, everyone.